A little over 3 months ago, I reviewed the Motorola Edge 40, a smartphone which according to me was the jack of all trades, and it came with a solid pricing of 29,999 rupees only, with features such as a gorgeous screen, a premium design, 4K recording, IP68, wireless charging and more. The Motorola Edge 40 turned out to be one of the most well-rounded packages that you could find for under 30,000 rupees. Now, with the Motorola Edge 40 Neo, the company wants to repeat the same formula but at a price point of a little over 20,000 rupees. So on your screens are the key specifications of the Motorola Edge 40 Neo and Motorola Edge 40 along with the prices, and by the looks this phone is very close to its elder sibling when it comes to the features. In fact, with everything considered, should you go for the Edge 40 Neo over the Motorola Edge 40 if the Edge 40 is a choice for you? And in that case you'll also end up saving a lot of cash. So what should you do? That's what we are here to find out. Hello everyone, I'm here for Fiiber by India Today, and this is my review of the Motorola Edge 40 Neo. Now design wise, if you have seen the Motorola Edge 40, then you will feel right at home with the Edge 40 Neo. So in terms of height and width, the phone is almost the same as the Edge 40. In fact, despite a comparatively large 5000 mAh battery under the hood, the Motorola Edge 40 Neo is only 2-3 grams heavier and a hair thicker than the Edge 40. And this is quite the feat, and it also makes me think that if Motorola can fit a 5000 mAh battery inside this phone, then why didn't they fit a 5000 mAh battery under the hood of the Motorola Edge 40 as well? Anyway, the profile of the Edge 40 Neo is slender. You don't get a metal frame, but the matte polish does make it look quite premium and like metal. The vegan leather back has a grippy in-hand feel, quite nice. And this canary bay color that you are looking at in my hands, along with the green and black finishes, are curated in collaboration with Pantone, and they have a branding right here as well. Now the bezels at the front are slightly thicker in comparison to the Edge 40, but for the price still look quite slim and almost symmetrical. The buttons on the side, despite being at just the right place, felt tiny for my fingers. Even the tactile feedback isn't all that great. And this is the only minor nitpick from my side regarding the design of the Motorola Edge 40 Neo. But otherwise, the fingerprint sensor works fast and accurately. The phone has support for 2 SIMs, but sadly no expandable storage. However, at this budget, there's IP68 dust and water resistance, and this is a superb feature to have at this budget. And in a nutshell, the Motorola Edge 40 Neo boasts one of the best looking smartphone designs in the sub 25,000 rupees price segment. I mean, it looks good, feels great in the hand, and yeah, I love the design of the Edge 40 Neo. And just like I love the design of this phone, if you love watching detailed tech videos such as this, then definitely consider hitting that red subscribe button, and also turn on the bell so that you don't miss any of our latest updates. Now in the display department as well, I think Motorola has fitted the same great display of the Edge 40 on the Edge 40 Neo as well, along with a couple of extra perks, let me tell you. So you get the 6.55 inches plastic OLED display with 144Hz refresh rate and HDR10 video playback support on the Edge 40 Neo, but then over the Edge 40 Neo has a superior 10-bit panel, which means the screen can output more colors, and there's slightly better brightness at 1300 nits versus 1200 nits on the Edge 40. First up, in our Fiiber display test with the screen color scheme set to vivid, the Motorola Edge 40 Neo's display outputs bright and vibrant colors as seen in this parrot's image. And even when it comes to maintaining details and textures, once again, the Edge 40 Neo does a very good job. And also, does the extra 100 nits brightness on the Edge 40 Neo give you a real world difference over the brightness of the Motorola Edge 40 that has a 1200 nits brightness? Well, I would say that the difference here is negligible, and both the Edge 40 Neo and Edge 40 have plenty bright screens for indoor and outdoor usage. Even when it comes to media consumption, the overall experience is top-notch, be it for watching videos or playing games. And you're also getting these dual speakers on the Motorola Edge 40 Neo for the stereo effect. They sound loud and crisp, and you're also getting Dolby Atmos over here. Listen.
प्रॉब्लम क्या है? प्रॉब्लम ये कि 60 हर्ट्ज का डिस्प्ले मिल रहा है यार। 80,000 का फोन बना रहे हो तुम, 80,000 का।
ब्राइटनेस के मामले में they have gone above and beyond.
Overall, when it comes to the multimedia experience, the screen is great, the audio output is quite good. However, the HDR10 playback support is not there for Netflix. Yes, HDR10 playback is there, as I earlier said. You can watch HDR10 videos on YouTube and many other apps, but when it comes to the most popular OTT app out there, that is Netflix, HDR10 video playback is not supported on Netflix, and this was the same case with the Edge 40 as well. And I said it earlier and I will say it again, that Motorola definitely needs to look into this matter. The Motorola Edge 40 Neo is powered by the Dimensity 7030 SoC, the first phone to be powered by this chip in India. There's up to 12 GB RAM and up to 256 GB storage. So comparing the AnTuTu scores of the Edge 40 Neo and Edge 40, and it is the first major difference that we see between both Motorola smartphones. Basically, this is where the pricey Edge 40 with its superior Dimensity 8020 chipset records much better numbers. Even in Geekbench scores, while the single core performance of the Edge 40 Neo is almost there, touching the score of the Edge 40, the dual core score again is leaps and bounds better of the Edge 40. Again, quite acceptable seeing the price difference of both phones. CPU throttling performance was also good, as the Edge 40 Neo recorded an 86% score with an average GIPS of about 228,000. Again, this proves that the chipset should be able to hold its ground even under the heaviest of load. But how do these benchmark scores translate into the real world? See, this phone can run games, and even when it comes to the settings, say in Call of Duty Mobile, a game that I played a lot and used for testing, was able to run at very high graphics and 60 FPS. Even 120 FPS are supported here, albeit with low graphics. So the same settings that you get to see on the Edge 40 is also available on the Edge 40 Neo. However, since when it comes to prolonged gaming, the Edge 40 definitely holds it well together, as frame drops and stutters are more prominent over the course of long sessions of gaming on the Edge 40 Neo. You see, the Edge 40 Neo is good for gaming, but the Edge 40 is definitely the better one at gaming. Other than this, the general performance of the Edge 40 Neo is good, app opening times are fast, and the Edge 40 Neo also feels and operates fast for the most part. Now, 3 out of 10 times while scrolling between app pages or while scrolling in websites or Google Discover page, there are noticeable stutters or frame drops, but for the most part, the phone's performance in terms of speed and responsiveness is good. Now, the last thing that I would like to tell you when it comes to the performance is that the haptic feedback of this smartphone is not all that great. I mean, Motorola has definitely cut corners here, and considering the fact that they have included a bunch of nifty features for a smartphone that is priced under 25,000 rupees, I think so they could have done the haptics also, right? But yeah, here we are. On the software front, there's a stock Android 13 along with MyUX customizations, and there's also support for 2 years of Android OS upgrades. That is, there will be support for Android 15 on the smartphone, along with 3 years of security patch updates. Plus, by this time, if you've been watching this video and you've followed Motorola phones in the past, then you know how clean is MyUX and what the customizations of MyUX mean for the whole software experience on Motorola smartphones. So this is where I feel Motorola software is superior to the general stock Android, because here you get the clean Android experience along with those features that actually add value to the overall user experience and overall software experience. However, what I will point out here is that Motorola is giving you 2 years of software upgrades, 2 years of Android OS upgrades, which is great, but you should also note that this phone ships with Android 13 and we are getting support till Android 15, while Android 14 is right on the cusp. So we are already 1 year behind. I mean, yes, ship your phone with Android 13, no problem, but at least give 3 years of Android OS upgrade so that it actually makes a whole lot of sense. Because again, Android 14 is right here and we're getting updates till Android 15. This does not make sense to me, but what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. Now, there's a 5000 mAh battery under the hood along with support for 68 watt fast charging, and when it comes to endurance, the Edge 40 Neo lasts, and it lasts longer than the Edge 40. You see, for a normal user, the Edge 40 is good unless and until you don't really push it. However, with the extra 600 mAh battery on the Edge 40 Neo, it definitely makes a difference, and it easily makes the phone last one full day, no matter if you're a moderate user or a heavy user. Also, for perspective, an hour of YouTube video drained about 7% battery, while an hour of Call of Duty Mobile drained about 13% battery in my testing. The Motorola Edge 40 Neo features a 50 megapixel primary camera with OIS paired with a 13 megapixel ultra-wide angle camera and a 32 megapixel selfie snapper situated in a center-aligned hole punch. Now, the 50 megapixel camera captures, for the most part, well-detailed and well-exposed images. In fact, when it comes to capturing human subjects, skin tones are produced quite well and almost true to the source. The problem here is that sometimes the images tend to have this bluish hue that you just can't ignore. For instance, as you can see in this image, in terms of details, it's a job well done. HDR performance and exposure is also good. However, the dominance of the bluish tint is quite prominent, so much so that in some photos, the Edge 40 Neo even ended up boosting the colors of the sky to extreme limits, and trust me, the sky wasn't this blue as you are seeing on your screens right now. Otherwise, portrait images are captured well with good edge detection and a natural looking background blur. The ultra-wide angle camera also gives you quite a wide field of view. However, there is a color disparity between the main and ultra-wide lenses. Night photos, or shall I say photos taken in not so great lighting, look quite good given there's a decent amount of environmental light around. Details are good, exposure looks fine, and while some images did have issues with ghosting around bright lights, the way the camera deals with highlights on a whole, I can say the Edge 40 Neo does a decent job at night. Selfies are a hit or a miss. When they are good, they look fine. However, in most cases, the camera did have the tendency to mess up skin tones, and the overall image also has this over-sharpened, over-contrasty feel, which honestly does not look all that great. Now, the video samples. This right here is the rear video recording shot on the Motorola Edge 40 Neo. This is 4K 30 FPS video recording, and I'm shooting during the golden hour right now. And this is the kind of quality that you get. I think the video quality is decent for the price, and of course you're getting 4K at this price, so there's nothing much to complain here. Stabilization is also top-notch. Colors are a bit over boosted. I would say there's this contrasty feel in the Motorola's video processing that you normally get in Motorola phones. But yeah, overall I think so for the price. 4K recording is quite decent, and Imam is quite loud. He's right here. But yeah, this is the kind of video quality that you get from the rear camera. Next up is selfie video. This is the selfie video recording on the Motorola Edge 40 Neo. Again, 4K 30 FPS from the front, 4K at the rear, 4K at the front. So that is quite good for the price. But when it comes to the quality of the video, I think the phone does a decent job from the rear camera, but front camera quality could have been better. Again, my skin tone is not the way it looks in the video right now. Plus, HDR performance could have been better. Again, I'm shooting around 5-6 PM in the evening. If I would have been shooting this video during the broad daylight, again, HDR performance would have gone for a toss. So front video recording could have been improved. Some more tuning is definitely needed here, and stabilization is also decent electronic stabilization. Rest, what do you think about the audio? What do you find? How do you find the overall quality of the video? Let me know everything in the comments. And next up is the verdict. The Motorola Edge 40 Neo ticks all the core fundamentals that you would need on a sub 25,000 rupees smartphone. In fact, it gives you more than so many other phones. There's a gorgeous display, 144Hz refresh rate, sleek design, IP68, big battery and fast charging. However, the camera is one area where the Edge 40 Neo could use some improvement, and for sure, some tuning is definitely needed when it comes to color reproduction and HDR performance. I would say for most users, going for the Edge 40 Neo will make a lot of sense. However, if you seek a better camera performance, the Edge 40 is definitely well worth it for the extra cash. Fiiber rates the Motorola Edge 40 Neo a 7.5 on 10. Rest, you guys let me know your thoughts about this phone in the comments below. And as always, for all the latest in tech, stay tuned to Fiiber. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.